Hey guys, it's Paige at Comfort Books, and I'm here to do it in my mailbox. And I have Jake, who's covering his nose.
No.
I told him that you guys missed him because he hasn't been in one of my videos in a long time. So he decided to be in a video, right, Jake? So I'm going to do this quick because, or I'm going to try to do it quick because my iPad is dying. So I have quite a few books, obviously just since of Christmas, and ever since I've been working, I've been buying books like a crazy person. So yeah. I'm going to start with the books. Can you give me those ones? I'm going to start with the books that I got today. No, all of them. Just give me the pile. So I work, obviously you guys know I work at Barnes & Noble. And so they get advanced reader copies sent to them all the time. So they give us our choice of whatever we want me to take. So there was a huge pile because I hadn't been to work in a few days because I had days off. And so when I got to work today, there was a huge pile of books on the table, and I decided to pick through them, and I found quite a few that I liked. So one of them was Until You're Mine, a novel, by Samantha Hayes. And it's about a pregnant girl or woman who she lives in a dangerous neighborhood, and she finds out that people in the neighborhood are going after pregnant women. So it's basically about her trying to figure out how to protect herself. Yeah. So it sounded good and I grabbed it. And then the next book, I have no clue what it's about, but the title sounded good and the cover looked cool, so I grabbed it. It's The Girl with a Clock for a Heart by Peter Swanson. That's what it looks like. And these are advanced readers copies too. So yeah, here's that one. And then I grabbed a cookbook because I've been trying to collect cookbooks lately. And it's Step by Step, Fast and Simple, a visual step-by-step cookbook. You got anything to say?
Hey. I got a new TV for Christmas.
Yeah, you got a new. How many inches was it?
47.
Is it a smart TV?
No.
Oh, why'd you lie?
Because I wanted to make Joey feel jealous.
Okay, and then in the mail today, I got Undying, a story of love and zombies by Valerie Grosjean. I don't know. When I opened this, I was like, wait, where did this come from? But I'm thinking that it's for a blog tour. I think. I'm not exactly sure. I forgot to check before I did this video, but I'm pretty sure it's for a blog tour. So I got that. And then a few weeks ago, I already had it in my mailbox before. When I had this, I just forgot to show it. It's a sequel to The Farm by Emily McKay, and that was such a good book. So when I saw this, I didn't even know it was out. I saw it at the register when we were doing our book drive thing, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, I didn't know there was a second book out already. I have to get this. So I picked it up, The Lair by Emily McKay. And when I read the back, I was like, wait a minute, what? When did all this happen? Because obviously it's been so long since I read the first book. So yeah, I'm excited to read this because it's, after reading the back, I'm like, whoa, I don't remember all that happening, and now I just really want to read it. And then lately, this book has been, people have been talking about it. Well, not in that YA world because it's not a YA book, but people have been talking about it. And it's pretty cool. It's S by JJ Abrams. And it's about a girl who picks up a book that a stranger has left behind. And she writes him a note saying, sorry I took your book. I'll bring it back to you. I'll leave it in the spot when I'm done. And the two of them end up talking back and forth within the pages of this book. So that's what it's about. So the book itself is Ship of Theseus by M.V. Straka. But so it's that story, and then JJ Abrams writes the story of the couple writing back and forth to each other inside. So like, you look inside, there's, hold on, let me get a good one. There's pages and pages of just writing back and forth, and then the story itself, and then just writing back and forth. And there's like inserts like this that come in the book. And I actually just dropped one that comes out all the time, this compass. It's so cool, and I'm like, the only thing is, though, it's kind of hard to read because I don't know if you're, like, supposed to try to read the story along with the dialogue of the people. And if you're supposed to do that, it's kind of hard to keep up. But I've been doing it, but I just can't read it for a long time in one sitting because after a while you're just like, whoa, that is too much to handle at once. So I've been reading it bits and bits, and it's really good so far. I'm kind of glad I picked it up. Okay, and then another thing I got was, you guys do arc cycling, which I've mentioned many times before. I recently did, I think, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, because you have to wait every 2 weeks to do it. So I already showed you the first one I got, which was, I think, Damon by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The other book that I got was Reality Boy by A.S. King, which is about a boy who grows up on a TV show, and he's dealing with, like, anger from being a reality TV star and stuff like that. So this sounds good. And I've read A.S. King. I've read Ask the Passengers by her, and that was really good. So I'm excited to try this. Anything to say? 5% remaining. I gotta hurry up. Okay, so yesterday I got home and I was in a bad mood, so I was like, alright, we're going to the bookstore, let's go. So we ended up going to the used bookstore, and I got a lot of books. Because usually I go right to the young adult section, but this time I walked in and there was like there was like 2 bookshelves full of new books that were not full price, but they were like, obviously they weren't full price because it's a used bookstore, but they were pretty still expensive for a used bookstore. So I was kind of hesitant, but I was like, I don't even care. I'm just going to buy books, because even if I was to buy them at Barnes & Noble, I'd get them I'm getting them for less money here. So let's see what I got. I picked up If I Tell by Janet Gurtler, and I've read her book, I think it was like Who I Kissed, and it was about a girl who kissed a boy, and she had peanut butter on her breath, and he was deadly allergic, and he dies. And so it's her dealing with him dying because of her. So I don't even know, to be honest, I don't even know what this one's about. I just know that I've wanted to read it, so I just grabbed it. And then there's Unraveling Isobel by Eileen Cook. Again, don't even know what it's about. Like the cover, I've seen it before, grabbed it. Okay, I'm getting it. It was between this and another book, I think, by her, but this one was $2.98, so I grabbed it because it was cheaper. And then I got a famous book that everybody's been talking about lately, and I've just been wanting to read it, but it's so expensive everywhere, so I saw it here, and I was like, okay, I'm getting it, because this is the cheapest I'm going to get it. And that's Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, and it's in perfect condition. It's completely new, but also it was, no, if I was to get it at Barnes & Noble, I would have had to pay $18.99, which isn't really, $17.09, which was what I paid at the used bookstore, isn't really that much off, but it's an amount, so I took what I could get.
You still got these books for free.
I know, we'll tell them about that at the end. The next one I got is something I've been wanting for a while, which I've never been able to find anywhere, and I finally found it, and it's The Secret Diary of Ashley Juergens. If you don't know the show, The Secret Life of an American Teenager, the main character is Amy, who gets pregnant, and her sister is Ashley Juergens. So it's just her story about dealing with a pregnant sister and how her family adapts to it and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to read this. As soon as I knew it came out, I put it on my wish list, and so I found it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's in good condition, I'll just grab it. The next book I got a few biographies, because I love reading biographies. I'm a nerd. Right, Jake? Yeah. The first one was Shania Twain, From This Moment On. I love Shania Twain, so when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. And I'm glad I got it here, because in the store it would have been $26.99. I got it for $9.98. That's a pretty good deal. So yeah, I got this. And then the next one, don't make fun of me for this, but, oh no, not this one. Don't make fun of me for this one either. I'm a nerd and I like to read these kind of things. So this one is Uncharted Territory by Tori Spelling. And it's just her different biographies of her life. I put another book by her in one of my other hauls, but I haven't had this one yet. Okay, this is the one you can't make fun of me for, because, okay, the Kardashians, they're ridiculous, but at the same time, they're entertaining. So, this book is all about the Kardashians. If it was about, like, Kris Jenner's life, then I'd be like, no, that's boring. But it's Kris Jenner all about the Kardashians, and she's obviously a big part of the Kardashians. So I got Kris Jenner and all things Kardashian. So, that's pretty good. And again, I would have paid $26 for this, but I only paid $7.98. So that was a good deal.
Who got you into the Kardashians?
I don't know, probably you. Next thing I got was When It Happens by Susane Colasanti. I've heard that her books are really, really good, and I haven't had any of them, so when I saw this, there was actually a couple of her books, but this was the cheapest one, $3.99, so I just grabbed this one. And then, I also got So Much Closer by Susane Colasanti. I wanted to get one of the hard, because this is the one I pulled out first, and I was like, here, take it, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to give it back, so I'll just get the cheaper one of the paperbacks. So yeah, I got this one. And I think, last but not least, I got, this is something I saw at the end, and I was going to put a book back for it, but I decided I'll just throw it on the pile. It's something I wanted to read a long, long time ago, and it came out a long, long time ago, but I never got around to it. It's Drink, Slay, Love by Beth Durst, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this book when it came out, and they loved it, so I just had to grab it, because it was in good condition for only $3.98, so I had to grab it. So, I'm going to tell you the story quickly, because my iPad's going to die. Jake, show your face, bought me a gift card for Christmas, a $25 like vanilla gift card, so you can use it anywhere. And so that day, the day that I bought all these books, I spent like $10 before I went to the bookstore, and so I figured, okay, I'll have like $15 left on the gift card, and then I'll just pay the rest in cash. So we go to the bookstore, and we get all these books, and we get up to the register, and I give them that card, thinking they're going to be like, okay, you used $15, now you have to pay this much. But no, the card goes through for all $67 of all these. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? I didn't have $67 on there, it was only a $25 gift card to begin with. And so they're like, oh, well, the internet's down right now, so it's probably not going through. So I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to make me just pay everything in cash instead of using my card at all. But no, they didn't want to waste our time, so they just said, okay, well, I imagine it's going to go through soon, so you guys can just go. And then so when we left, because before we left, they called to see the balance for us, just to see if anything was, like, wrong, to see if, like, she put more money than she should have, his grandmother. And so the balance remaining on the card was like $13, and if you add up how much I spent before I went to the bookstore and $13, it equals $25. So basically, none of the money that was on that card came off of these books. So basically, I walked away from the bookstore for all these books completely free, which is awesome, but it's really weird.
And you still have money left on that gift card.
I know, I still have money left on the gift card. It didn't even come off because their internet was down and it wasn't working. Which you'd think they'd be like, okay, we'll keep your name and number so you can come and pay in case. But no, they didn't. They just let us go. They didn't want to waste our time. Thanks, used bookstore, you're awesome. This is why I shop there.
They probably aren't going to let you back there ever again.
I know, right? They're going to come in and be like, you're going to pay with cash, right? Because you just stole $1 million in books. Anyways, yep, that's everything I got this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and say goodbye, Jake.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.